Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GamerGrudge!
Hello everybody, welcome to Season 6 of GamerGrudge! It's been a long wait and we're sorry for the wait, but now we are here. And to start off this great season, let's introduce our fighters. First we'll start with Q.
Q, how do we pronounce your name?
Humanness. Randomness, humanness.
Q it is.
And Frisbee.
Back for another Grudge. Happy to be here.
And then filling in for our missing fighter is Mac.
I'm a little teapot, sure is the... Okay, no. Okay, I got some Mac.
And then modding for the first time ever on GamerGrudge is Sir Nightpack.
Greetings and salutations.
And then we have Sir Zach.
Hi.
Fighters, do you have your answers ready?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then, of course, you all know the rules. We will put the rules up now. Good rules, all right. Are you guys ready? Question 1 is, what is the best original Game Boy game? The no bi-compatible, aka black cartridges. All right, and to start off the answers, we will start with Q. What is your answer?
Tetris.
All right. And Frisbee.
I went with a combined answer of Pokemon Red and Blue.
And then Mac.
Operation C. Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, guys. It is time for your declarations. You guys will have 3 minutes each for your declaration, and we will start with Q. Your 3 minutes starts now.
So, remember back in the day in the car, and you wanted to play Tetris? Just want to play your Game Boy? That's what you couldn't, right? You had to get a little light, you had to shine it on the screen, and it was just so repetitive. But it's like the sun. You look at the sun, you know it's going to blind you. That is what Tetris was to me. It was so beautiful. Okay? Everyone knew how to play Tetris. You try to beat your score. That's the only thing you can do is try to beat your score. All right? And it's just something that played for the first time, and I got hooked. And it's very nostalgic. You can't go wrong with Tetris. That's it.
Wow. Alrighty. Frisbee.
All right. The start of a multi-billion-dollar franchise all originated from this and the other game, and technically in Japan, green version too. But all originated from these base 2 games. 1998 released what would cultivate an entire generation of weebs into what they are today with Pokemon. Based off of bug collecting, created probably one of the most, in my opinion, entertaining games in a matter to collect, because when I was a kid, it didn't even matter beating the Elite Four. That was just sidetracked. But if you collected all 151 Pokemon, that was top. That was tops. You were cool then. And it was, I don't want to be quoted, but it was one of the first games that really introduced socializing, as you couldn't complete said decks without trading with somebody else. So it forced you to talk and communicate at least a little bit with other people, which it is a good thing. We all need to socialize from time to time outside of our games. But it's Pokemon. It's Pokemon. I mean, I don't think anybody in this even chat can say that they've never played a Pokemon game. Not even the base games, but just all the other ones. Because, I mean, Red and Blue started a generation. Thank you.
Mac, now explain to us why Operation C is even in the running here.
Okay, look, it's not like it's not one of the iconic games of this list, but Operation Super C could be arguably one of the best. Unlike any other games, it's an actual sequel to Contra. Operation C is a great game. It literally takes the qualities of the first Contra game and it literally starts, because I remember I played Contra as a kid, and it's something interesting. You get it going to just sitting up there, just going up there with that gun, and you shoot everything up there. And then the first level, usually in if you play Super C or Contra, the first level, it's always the helicopter. You always got to go with that helicopter. But in this game, it's a sub. So I'm like, whoa, this is very much different from the original Contra, because you're fighting a sub, and then the next level you're literally at a top gun shooter, you're shooting everything, and then you literally got to shoot a whole gun turret, and you got to shoot different gun turrets, and then you go to the jungle, and then you go to the lab. It literally takes you to each area and gives you something new and a new challenge in each area. It's just like the original, but it feels like something very much different from the original Contra. And that's something I want to talk about. It's something different from the original console. It actually feels like you're an original game. And I really, really enjoyed this game. And what takes this, if they're going back to the ratings, it said, don't quote me, because if I'm not mistaken, Nintendo Lite gave this game an 8 out of 10 praising the gameplay, controls, enemies, weapons, and music, while suggesting the game borrowed from Super C. It's a bit much. It is criticized the game did lack a multiplayer function, but at the time, now I admit it didn't have multiplayer, but alone this game is good. And let me go ahead and tell you this game. Bought this game. I remember I bought this game directly in Commerce, Georgia. And I remember I bought this game, and I remember I used to run track. I know I'm fat, but I used to run track when I was a kid. I used to play the game under the tent. I would trade, you know how it is, you trade Game Boy games with other people and other kids. And I always would trade somebody, and I'd be like playing their games. Their games suck. And I was talking about that with Double Dragon. I was like, this game suck. But he was sitting there enjoying Operation Super C. Just like killing the enemies, but I admit it's hard, but certain things about this game, it's hard. The difficulty makes this game, gives it the replay availability. You want to continue playing the game. You want to continue playing the game. And also when you get beat, it automatically don't send you like to the beginning of the level like some games. It literally to the beginning of that first stage. So it is difficult, but it's fair. Difficult but fair. It has that combination. And the last but not least, the cover art of this game is very amazing. Gotcha.
All right. Now it is time for the all-out grudge. You fighters have 5 minutes to fight it out, tear each other's arguments apart, and we want to see them torn apart good. And your time starts now.
122 games known have spawned from Pokemon Red and Blue. 122 games. It's Nintendo's third best seller. But that's a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
But the problem with your game, but here's the problem with Pokemon. I admit it's a good game, but I would rather play the second generation. The second generation was equally better. It really was better. I mean, and then also, I'm just going to take away from that because I do know that Generation 2 is Game Boy Color, and I'm not going to say on that. But also, there is some flaws with the Generation 1. once you beat it and you get all the Pokemon in that very game, it's not fun. It's not fun anymore. You got all of the Pokemon, you got Mewtwo. It's not fun.
Until you start battling your friends, get your butt smacked, and you realize you got to create a whole new team because you just got smacked down.
Yeah, but what's the point in doing that?
I understand that Gen 2 is a little bit better. I might agree to that too. But Gen 2 would have never existed without Gen 1. And again, Tetris, great game. I like Tetris. It's a great game to play while I'm on the bathroom. Very it's good. It's good. It has its ups and downs, but it's repetitive. And after a while, you get your score so high that you got to take a break. And it's just one of those games. Mac, I don't even remember what your game was.
Hey, my game is
my
game is Contra.
Was you shoot a scorpion. That's
it's Contra. Yeah,
Pokemon is Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon is Pokemon.
Nobody in this world would not know what it is.
You're taking a majorly known game, and the sequels are much better. I mean, in Generation 2, you get the mystery kit, which is something interesting. And also, let's talk about these glitches, which actually breaks the game. There's some glitches in that game that can break it, and there's a lot of them. I mean, and not only that, the glitches kind of takes away from the game. While it does,
glitches created the unknown.
Yeah, but there's a glitch where it lets you hover above everything and actually can.
But there's going to be glitches in every game. I mean, to be fair,
to
take a glitch and turn it into a part of your game is a pretty impressive thing.
And not only that, you said Pokemon. You got to talk about Green. Green was a glitchy mess too. So,
Green was a glitchy mess, but that's not an American game, so I don't know.
But it was a Game Boy game.
It was. I won't discredit that.
But also as an added bonus, your game literally, like I said, there's some glitch in it that literally can mess up the gamer. And also, a lot of Gen 1ers really say that this game started it all, and it's just
because it did. It
did start it all. And there's
122 games.
What you saying, Kid? Go ahead.
Let's Go Eevee, iPad. Pokemon Shield, Pokemon Sword. After a few captures, you're tired of throwing your balls around.
Yeah.
It gets repetitive.
Yeah.
It's tiring after a while. Now they're cute, go Pokey, yeah, Pokey. But it becomes repetitive, and after a while, you want to beat up your challenger. You want to throw your Switch controller, you want to throw your Game Boy, you want to throw all these things at the TV or at your console because it's so repetitive. And yes, Tetris was repetitive, but it gave you something to look forward to. Your score was 100,000, guess what? You keep going. You keep going. Guess what? You need some AA batteries? Get some AA batteries. But it keeps on going. Pokemon, I stopped playing after a few hours.
Also, Q, I do love Tetris. It's interesting. I really love, but honest, I'm going to be honest. I don't like building walls, and nobody want to talk about a wall, really. And I really want to. And also, I want to quote a great President Ronald Reagan. Tear down that wall. Tear down that wall.
Four lines. Bam.
Yeah, but you want to tear down that wall, but you don't get to tear it down.
But you have a certain strategy.
It's interesting.
But no.
I feel like your two games got better as time got along.
And that is time, folks.
Phooey.
I don't know. The time's just flying by really, really quick. The last minute. This is your guys' chance to refine your arguments a little bit more. Zach, do you have a question for them?
I do not. I'm doing some fact checking.
Knights Pack, do you have a question for them?
More comment on the repetitive argument. It's the repetitive nature of Pokemon and the other two games, respectively, where Contra itself is always going to be the exact same experience, no matter how many times you go through it. The same thing will always be true of Tetris, it's always going to be the same thing. When you go into Pokemon, it's always a new adventure, always a new world, and always new partners in Pokemon to meet. But the other two will always stay static.
And then Q, we will start with you. How does your game stand out from its repetitiveness?
Okay. Well, the only thing I could think of is Tetris 99. Okay. It came up. It basically revolutionized the gaming. You know, you could actually play with 99 people. You could be you could actually reach number 1. They added new themes. They added new colors. You know, they added multiplayer. They added co-op. They added battles. There's a lot of other games that came out from Tetris. What's that one? Puyo, whatever you want to call that. That one came out. You know, you have Collapse that came out. There's other games that are kind of like spin-offs from Tetris. So, you know, it's always going to be around, regardless. Mobile games, consoles, everywhere. PC is always going to be around. Something that you can't forget. That's something from your childhood. Yes, Pokemon is your childhood, but you kind of know what to expect from Pokemon.
Okay. All right, Frisbee.
So
I like that name.
the main thing that lets Pokemon stand out is in every time you play it, despite the fact that the zones are zoned, you're always going to run into different Pokemon who will use a different skill set of, not a skill set, but a different set at you. So they won't always attack with the same move first. As you get bigger, they'll try different combinations at you, and some might work, some won't. You'll have to change how you build your team, change who you want to catch, if you can even catch them. Training them, your moves every time. You know, you get a whole set of moves that you can choose or delete from because you only get 4. So depending on what you want to do that time. And I mean, we all have our golden choices, but there are a lot of Pokemon where actually they offer a lot of different variability. So that way you can have some pretty wild stuff like water Pokemon that will use thunder moves and just weird stuff like that. That's amazing. So, but like it said, every time, you know, the trainers are usually going to be the same, but you can always style your teams different based off of how you want to build them, who you run into, and just how you want to fight. Because you might want to try to challenge yourself with, oh, I'm only going to use this kind of Pokemon.
I'm sorry, that is time. Good argument, though. And Mac.
I think that Operation C does that's different from that's unrepetitive is when you got in Contra, it was really the same thing. You're fighting a machine, a different robot. In this game, it takes a different style of the game here. When you literally, like I said, the first part is a submarine. You're literally trying to destroy a submarine, and you go from there defeating, trying to defeat a literal gun train, which is something interesting in the second part. And you literally go from there to a ship to fighting actual aliens. It literally blends. If we get, because this game literally sets up Alien Wars for the Super Nintendo, and just or not, Alien Wars, it helps Heart Corps, and you didn't got those games. So it set those two games. It gave those two games ideas. So without this, we don't get those two games with the crazy ideas that we saw on Aliens and Heart Corps. And also with Pokemon, I feel like you're jumping into the original.
Time. Zach, what are the facts?
Fact, Alien Wars was not developed by the same team in Konami.
Okay.
That was Factor 5.
Okay. I didn't say they both developed. I said they got some ideas from it. I'm just stating facts. Also, fact, Ronald Reagan said tear down this wall in 1987. The wall didn't fall down until 1989, so what he said literally did nothing. True, but I just wanted to say that.
I know you did, but I'm also being correct that makes...
Zach is doing his job as fact checker.
Stand!
Other than that, I mean, nobody got anything horrendously wrong. I would, except for the idea that, you know, Pokemon Red and Blue is not infinite. It is literally 376K. Like, you can run out of things to do in 376K of memory, you know? Just saying. So it's not as infinite as I get you were exaggerating for a point, but it is not as infinite as that. It is, however, more infinite in its scope of possibilities that way. Tetris, the only thing of note is the one on the Game Boy came out in 1989, but unfortunately the creator would not get any money until 1996 for it because it was property of the Russian government.
Oh.
Wow.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Because it was developed on developed on Soviet computers.
Oh.
And ergo was property of the Russian government.
Well, who do you think won?
Honestly, if I'm going blow for blow, I'm going with Q because nobody said anything bad about Tetris.
I know.
That's at all. Because I was like, Tetris is a good game, and then they moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody dislikes Tetris.
It's kind of like, how can you?
Right.
Well, we do have a fact checker that does actually dislike it. Not me. No, we have a not me. No, we have a mod who dislikes Tetris. So we don't understand it either.
Anyway.
And Night Pack, who do you think won?
In terms of argument, I would have to say I don't know his name. Frisbee.
Pokemon.
If we're talking based on what game is most memorable, I'd say Tetris, just because it's withstood the test of time more than anything else.
That does not help.
I mean, Q did bring up a point that Tetris 99 came out, meaning the only one still beloved by its fans is Tetris. Because Sword and Shield is divisive, and the less said about the new Contra, the better.
Yeah, the new Contra's terrible. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, it has withstood the test of time as opposed to the other games.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think based on the arguments that we have heard this evening, I am also going with Q. So I say Q wins the first round.
Yay. I'm happy as long as Pokemon didn't win.
It is time for question 2. And question 2 is, what's the best team of characters in any game ever? And we will start with Frisbee. What is your answer?
The Team Fortress 2 crew.
Excellent. Alrighty. Mac.
Sonic and Tails! Woohoo!
All right, Q.
Turn that. Why do you want me to say Mario and Luigi? Them two suck.
Marco Dominic Santiago from Gears.
Yeah. You guys have 3 minutes for your declaration. Frisbee, your time starts now.
So I took a step back from this question and I looked at what is a team. And the Merriam-Webster definition of team, the first one, is a number of persons associated together in work or activity. And I took that and I thought, what is a team? And only 2 things stood out to me. But since one of them is a blatant ripoff of the second one, I decided to go with the earlier one of Team Fortress 2 and the crew that makes it up. Because there is 9 classes in this game, each character has very specialized ability with very specialized moves and weaponry that will either help you make or break your game. I mean, you watch the professionals and one single rocket can change it. Well, they don't play much anymore, but if you watch the old clips, one rocket could change a whole game. Skill in this game mattered, and teamwork was most important of that. Divisions, working together, combining abilities, things that you're good at, ulting at the right time. Teamwork was crucial and it was needed. So that is why I chose this team.
Mac.
Guys, the best team is this team has survived, has gone through at least probably, I don't know, I want to say right off the top of my head, the fact you can get me at least 7 games. These two have teamed up in 7 games. They have met each other in 1 game. They're counterparts in Sonic Generations. I am talking about the ultimate team of Sonic and Miles per hour. This is they have defeated Eggman countless times. And if you go into Sonic 2, Sonic literally, Tails literally is in his plane tornado. Literally has to know how to literally fly his plane through the whole stage, trying to glide his plane tornado to get his friend on the death egg. He literally flies through a literal. You can see him literally going there, sacrificing his plane, by lasers, and he literally goes down with the plane and jumps on there and helps his friend Sonic. Tails and Sonic are the ultimate duel. They've done this in Sonic 2, they've done it in Sonic 3 when they literally defeated the Death Egg 2. They've done it in Sonic and Knuckles, which counts for some odd reason. They have done it. They have done it in Sonic Mania. They have done it in Sonic Generations. Both of them at 2 different times. These two are the ultimate tag team. They have done it countless times. And the one thing that they got out of both of these that trumps these two, they have been doing it since the 90s. They have been doing this since the 90s, people. They've been doing this for a long, long time. Sonic and Tails is the best team ever. I'm going to say it right there. The proof is in the pudding. You have played all the games. He is in it. And
Q.
Picture this. Dominic Santiago, brother, father, son, growing up, best friend Marcus Phoenix. Marcus is an asshole. Marcus is very high-strung. He's a pompous jerk, but he loves his family and he loves his friends. Dominic Santiago lost his children by the locust. His wife went into a freaking depression because of everything that he was going through and she was going through because of the children. She then disappeared. Years later, the locusts have her inside of something and she's losing her memory. Marcus and Dom try to figure this out. Their friendship is being strained because they're both, how should I say it? They're both strong, they're both pig-headed, and they want something different. They want the same thing, but for some different reason. And Dom is a family man, and he was fighting for his wife Maria. Marcus was fighting for the world. And when Dom found Maria in that state, he went crazy. He lost his mind. He went loco, crazy as hell. And this is what you want, Maria? This is what you want? And he just went through, got in the Warhog, and not Warhog, you hear me? The Warhog, I'm thinking Halo. But no, he got into the freaking whatever, and he sped off, and he blew himself up. And guess what? He saved us. And then we have 3 and 4, and now 5 with Kate being and the sucky people now. But it's a game of friendship. They stuck together, and Marcus to this day still remembers him, still fighting for him, still has a cause. That's it. That's all you need. It's Lifetime in a game. The Lifetime movie network in a game. That's it. You can't go. That's best friends forever. That's it. I'm there.
Alrighty, guys, it is now time for the grudge. You guys have 5 minutes to tear each other's arguments apart, and we want to see blood. Your time starts now.
Dom didn't have to die. They could have shot it.
Q, I'm gonna admit this. While it is a great touching story about those two, and there's something it is something touching, and it did brought a tear. And I did watch the death. It brought a tear to my eye. Problem I have is it's not. You're basically had the best friendship, and that's good and all, but what have they done to really say? He done one thing that was
left Marcus.
Yeah, he
didn't have to die.
He didn't have
they
to
could
die.
have shot it. I know he was sad. He was sad, but he didn't have to die.
He didn't have to die, and I think this is more so emotional death. I think what you're going for is the most emotional death. And that's something that, while it is the most emotional death, I don't see how you're not giving me any information of how they are the best team.
They bumped heads throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, that sounds like the best friendship, not the best team, though.
Best friendship isn't the Mario and Sonic games a game about one of them killing the other one because it's unlimited lives while the one constantly wins?
Whoa. Let's go back. Let's get that to yours. And yours is an entire team of Fortress. Yeah, that is cool. That's something interesting off, but they're a bunch of bubbling idiots that literally can blow each other up at any time. They can do that. They have. I mean, I've seen the game. I don't know. Team Fortress are a bunch of dummies. They could blow each other up. And
as a team.
Yeah, but they don't do it to stop the other team. It's chaos. It's entire chaos. That's what it is for Team Fortress. Sonic and Tails, no matter what, they
sacrifice the Tails.
Tails wasn't
Tails is not annoying. Tails.
And the game isn't Sonic and Tails. The game is Sonic.
Yeah, that is right. It's not Sonic and Tails. It's Sonic. That's something.
The game is
but Sonic literally look. If you literally go by each game, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic and Tails, go in the most paying Sonic adventures. Tails literally, Sonic is literally waiting and literally telling him about each adventures, talking about, hey, Tails, when are you gonna get the plane fixed? He said, I did this.
He's gotta tell him each time because he dies and he doesn't remember.
But he doesn't die. You gotta talk about the deaths of anything. It's helping Sonic too. You're also still helping Sonic. He's helping Sonic. That's self-sacrifice, just like his character.
He's also helping Sonic.
He dropped Sonic by accident, though.
Why doesn't Sonic sacrifice for Tails?
I mean, that is true. Sonic is not something as an added bonus. I want to get back to your two's arguments. While yours is technically the definition of the team, they don't work together well together.
What do you think they do?
They don't. They are.
You have attack, defense, and support.
Yeah, but
three of each, and then you specialize to work
that's
together.
But that's you. If you literally go by like the whole video and the lore of it, they're still chaotic. They still blow each other's up. They still play grab ass with each other. They can literally kill each other.
That's what they gotta do. They're fighting a war with each other.
Yeah, they're fighting
Red versus blue.
They're fighting a war with each other. So how's that team like?
Red team versus blue team.
Yeah, but you're saying they're fighting. Yeah, but you said they're fighting a war with each other. That's them two in the game. Yes.
Well, no, two different teams are fighting a war.
Yeah, but still,
both using their own sense of teamwork.
Yeah, and own sense of teamwork is grab ass and blowing each other up. Back to Q. I have not gotten done with you because I'm not leading you out of this like the last time. Q. The problem with yours is the issue is it's more like a dramatic performance. It's more like best friends, which is interesting.
In order to win a battle, you have to be with your men. You have to be in sync.
Yeah, but he still killed himself. Yeah, and he sacrificed himself.
He decided, man or wife.
He sacrificed himself. That is true, but he still sacrificed. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He messed him up. His psychological whatever, he went kind of berserk.
Yeah.
After going through everything, but he stood his ground by getting them to that point. If it wasn't for Dom, committing himself, the
games could have been better after the third one.
Yeah, I mean, that is true.
I said if he wouldn't have killed himself, the games would have been better after the third one because we would have had good characters.
And also, his death
I'm
literally
not gonna lie, because Kate talking about
That's time, folks. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Don't worry, Dom. I got you, boy.
It was so sad.
I have a very good question for you guys for this last minute round. And that is, what makes your team so special to stand out among all other teams in video game history? What is so special about your guys' teams that actually makes them stand out to be the best team? Frisbee, we will start with you.
Well, Team Fortress 2's team has very unique designs. And at this point in time, there is only one thing that really makes them stand out, and that is their memes. They have been vitalized forever in memeing because the game was ripped off and torn apart, and there are others like it, but the memes, there are no other memes like Doc memes, no other memes like Sniper memes. They're one of a kind, and I love them all. Thank you.
Mac.
I could just go ahead and just say Hotel dies and he actually comes back. He has unlimited lives. I could go there, but I'm not.
Back up your mic.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear? I could go with Tails dies and he has unlimited lives, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna say it's a little freaking hedgehog in a box. So you're putting Predator and Prey on a team, and that's something amazing. Predator and Prey are working together to stop a vicious dog that has an egg for a head. There we go. That is amazing.
Okay. Q, go ahead.
I'm all about storylines. A lot of us are about storylines. We can resonate with Marcus and Donald. We can resonate losing people in our lives. We can resonate with having something to fight for, coming together, building a community. GamerGrudge. Building a community, okay? Building a friendship. Also getting the job done. You choose your battles wisely. You could win the war, but you could lose the battle, vice versa. They worked hard. Yes, he kind of went off the rockers, but he still got it done. And I'm sorry, I don't like KDS. So if you want to ding me for that one. But other than that, the first 3 years were the best. Story-driven, action-based, Locust, all that good stuff. And rest in peace, Dom.
Zach, what are the facts?
Fact. Idiocy does not change team dynamics. Just gonna say that, but and also God bless Source filmmaker. Just in general, we will never escape those memes. Other than that, I mean, it is true that you could easily have written the story and Dom wouldn't have had to die. I knew nothing about this really going in. I did not play any of the Gears games, so I have zero emotional attachment here.
So good.
I know, Q. It hurts me every time he says it.
I don't care about them, and I can see the point of it not really making much sense, other than to basically make you feel. But as an actual team, half of your team being dead is a problem. If half your team is dead, there's no team. There's you.
But no one said that about Mass Andromeda and Mass Effect when Miranda wanted to kill everybody.
That's because nobody. I didn't. You're probably the only person I knew who's made it that far into Andromeda.
Yeah. Well, that's Mass Effect. Mass Effect 3. Anyway, go ahead.
Any other facts?
I mean, other than there's more Tales or like solo games than I thought there were. I mean, also he premiered on the Master System and Game Gear. I did not know that originally. So, I mean, and there are characterizations for the TF2 team. It's not just roles. So that, but it wasn't brought up.
Nightpack, who do you think won?
I would say the only real team here is Team Fortress. They're a loose conglomeration of co-workers coming together to get a job done. They're a team. Marcus and Dom were friends, but Dom killed himself and he was swiftly forgotten about in the rest of the series. And Sonic, he's a loner. He gets the job done by himself. Tails is dragging ass behind, hoping to catch up, praying he can maybe get an ounce of glory. It's their friendships, not teams.
Don't think nobody noticed that you glossed over also all the bad Sonic games.
I was gonna say, what about Knuckles?
Oh, I was, yeah, Knuckles. If you were to bring in the whole Sonic crew, maybe. But yeah, anything from GameCube up, not good.
Zach, who do you think won?
I mean, I'd give it to TF2 just because they are the definition and they work the best together. Like I said, my opinion is one half the team is dead. The other one is not particularly a team. They don't actually work together, except in a singular game that I in Sonic Heroes, which, yeah, did not exactly work the best.
Team Fortress also has my vote. Q, I will say Marcus and Dom are a very close second because I feel like those two are a pretty good team when they're actually together. But the fact that Dom did die and then Marcus continued on without him, it's sad, but they are no longer a team. And Sonic and Tails, Mac do seem more as friends trying to help each other out rather than a team helping each other out. So Frisbee, you get the point for the second round. Alrighty, guys, it is time for question 3. And the third question is... There we go. The third question is, who is the best mechanic character in gaming? And we will start with Mac. What is your answer?
Said Final Fantasy 15. I thought I said this.
You didn't, because we couldn't hear you.
Okay, Zach.
Sid from Final Fantasy 15. All right. And then next is Q. What is your answer?
Dizzy Wallen from Gears of War 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Nice. Frisbee.
Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank.
All right. Mac, you have 3 minutes starting now.
Sid is the master of doing this. He has done this perfectly in Final Fantasy 15. He has done this. He has worked on cars. He worked on spaceships. He has literally done it all in this very game. Now, don't let the age fool you because he's seen a lot. He has seen a lot, and he's very, very good at his job. Anything that he fixes, he's going to charge you now. He's going to charge you. Best believe it. Sid next works with it. It's going to be fixed for a good time. And this is why he's the best mechanic. He's one in a million. He's one of the guys who just goes on there and just, hey, you know, he has that old grizzled beard and talks like, hey, what's up? I got something for you right here, kid. Just fix it, talks with you. He's one of the best mechanics because he fixes something and a good mechanic talks to you. And he'll tell you a story about what's going on in his life. We'll do that. That's something interesting about Sid. Sid is the most interesting mechanic. He's also the greatest mechanic. He has fixed literally everything in the Final Fantasy world. Everybody knows that he fixed everything. He can literally fix anything in that world. And Final Fantasy is ridiculous with their vehicles. But he fixed it. He fixed everything. He fixed even possibly a car. He can fix a car while it's running. And that's something interesting. That's why I'm gonna end it right there, but Sid is simply the best.
Q.
Dizzy. He was always there. You never seen him, but you always heard him. And whenever you needed something fixed or some type of what you call a vehicle, he was always there. And when he died, it was kind of rough because no one else was there to fix up anything. And I think it's more everybody relied on him, and all the weaponry, all the vehicles, especially when the locusts came. And what was the thing with they were flying? What did you call them with the tail? In the air, you have to shoot them with the lancer. I mean, with the shotgun. I forgot the name. But anyway, when he went, when he was around, he was always trying to save everybody with something. Anytime you needed something to get smashed, he was there. You needed something to be built, he was there. And like I said, when he died, everything stopped. There was no one there to rescue anybody else. He wasn't really a main character, but he did help get them to where they need to be. Whenever they were stuck, he always came. That's about it.
Alrighty, that's some good points there. Frisbee.
All right. Ratchet. A very notable and lovable face. Why? Because he's a feline. But is he a feline? No. He's a Lombax. Now, what's a Lombax, may I ask, or may you ask? Well, I will answer that question for you. A Lombax is a feline-like creature that has an innate pull towards technology, as they are they were once, I should say, a great and powerful race revered as heroes after winning in their Great War. They created amazing technology such as the Omni Wrench and the Hover Boots, and are widely hailed as the universe's most holding some of the universe's most advanced technology in the form of weaponry and spaceships. And who is one of these Lombaxes? Ratchet, our protagonist, who built his own ship, might we add. So he does work on stuff himself, but as well as ships, he has also built his own weapons, as well as upgrading Clank, his little mechanical buddy. And they just feel a pull towards science, the whole species as a whole. And they just all love technology, and they became so advanced that they we won't get into what happened to them because that's up for speculation. So anyways, Ratchet, a Lombax who built his own ship, loves technology, and just is an all-around good character, because who doesn't love cats? I mean, come on. And yeah, that's my argument.
It is time for the grudge fight. You guys have 5 minutes to tear each other apart, and you guys can start now.
All right, here we go. All right, first of all, let's get to Ratchet and Clank. If I'm mistaken, the lore, you got your lore completely wrong. He did help fix that ship, but he needed Clank to finish that ship. So technically, he failed at needing it. He needed Clank to finish his ship. And also, as an added bonus, half of the stuff he made, he actually met somebody in one of the various games named Plumber, who is actually in the variation, and I read it, I looked him up, is a mechanic in the universe, and he gave him 500 bolts to fix something. So technically, your characters are not mechanics. And as for Wayland, who I literally has looked him up, is he a mechanic, or he just a guy that just literally fix up stuff? Because my brothers technically could just fix up stuff. That's something interesting, but that doesn't make you a mechanic.
The definition of a mechanic is of or relating to
Sid is a mechanic. Sid is a mechanic. You look him up. He is a mechanic.
I can't. I never played Final Fantasy.
You never played Final Fantasy? That doesn't mean nothing.
I have also never played Final Fantasy.
Who is?
I don't know. I don't know this guy either.
Oh, come on, that's bull crap. The answer's a Final Fantasy character. Come on, man.
You could say Sid, Ratchet and Clank, and Dizzy. They gonna remember Ratchet.
I don't know them as mechanics. Sid has been known in the games to fix up cars and variations of ships. Neither of your characters needed other characters.
Who is Sid?
Sid is a character. He's a mechanic in the game.
They also left Dizzy.
Me, Sade.
So
I mean, you
Throwing
can't
that
say
out there.
who is Sid.
What's Sid? Come on, you have to have some type of Sid the mechanic.
I mean, there is no
Everybody has him on the corner.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing about how. That's still not a good argument. What is his last name? If you look at the game, if you been 15, you will literally see
I'm
him
not the only one
fixing.
that's never Final Fantasy 15. There's a whole bunch of us out there in the world. I'm just breaking the mold by playing Final Fantasy 7. I know I'm a latecomer, but it's getting done. Sid who? Hashtag Sid who?
Okay. What you were saying, Percy?
I was saying that I just wanted it on record that the Gears of War guys, they left Dizzy after the Hammer of Dawn attack. So they kind of just abandoned him. So yeah, take that as you will. But
Yeah, they did, but they didn't know if he was going to make it. You know, I know leave man no stand. You know, leave no man behind. But they had to do what they had to do. You know?
and also, Sid's alternative name is Paw Paw. Come on,
Papa.
come on, Paw Paw.
What does that have to do with the argument? You don't. Yeah, that's no good. That's still not a good argument.
It makes him a lame mechanic. He's not the greatest because he's
still-
lame.
But what did you say? He's a mechanic. Yours are not mechanics. We have already got over
A definition of mechanic is relating to manual work.
Yours are literal fixer uppers. Mine is a literal has his own shop. He literally has his own shop and everything.
Ratchet
He is a
could've-
mechanic.
He could have rebuilt.
Ratchet once again
He
needed
could have
Clank.
rebuilt the
needed
Dimensionator and
Clank.
joined the
It's in the
Lombaxes,
lore.
but he chose not to.
Ratchet needed Clank. It's in the lore. It's in the lore. If you want to argue with me, it's in the lore. You're not arguing with me about that.
Because
Clank
I'm waiting for the
needed-
fact check, because Ratchet did plenty on his own. Yes, Clank assisted him,
He
but guess what?
assisted him.
Ratchet
That's-
upgraded Clank, so Clank needs Ratchet.
Clank didn't need this exactly. They needed each other. This is the one person you said Ratchet. Ratchet is not a lone.
He's a
He doesn't-
mechanic though. He
He
built
not a
stuff.
mechanic.
He
If you're
upgrades
a
stuff. He
mechanic and you
upgrades
need-
his ship.
If he's so good as a mechanic, why does he need plumber?
Because he learns. You gotta learn from somebody.
That doesn't mean he's a mechanic. That just means he's a fixer-upper, which is nothing wrong with that.
What's
The
that's
question
the
is,
same thing. You're thinking of an automotive mechanic, which is again different.
But he's not a mechanic. in
That
he
is
doesn't-
time. Okay. Real quick, we will hear again from the fact checker the definition of mechanic we are using for this fight. Fact checker.
Is a person who works on machines.
There you go. So therefore, all of these are mechanics, Mac. For the last minute question, where you guys have 1 minute to answer, we are going to use NetPack's question. He has messaged it to me. He would like to ask, what feats do your characters bring to the table that sets them apart from the average inventor / mechanic? All right, Mac.
All right. Well, I can I use the different variations of Sid, or I got to use the 15?
You said 15.
You did specify Final Fantasy 15.
Okay, my bad. Well, he can't. Sid impressive is the fact that he can fix stuff on the go. He can fix it super fast, and he can do it on the go. He can do stuff. He is literally the MacGyver of fixing stuff. He can fix anything super fast, super quick. It will work. It will literally work. Now, it will literally work, and that's what Sid said for everything. He's simply an amazing person that can fix anything. That's all I gotta say.
Q.
First of all, my guy. Oh, goodness gracious. He was in the Navy, okay? He was a great mechanic. He fixed every freaking thing. He was able to pilot a submarine. Any of you guys did that? No. Okay? He repaired the rig, okay? He held every freaking thing. He had the rig, he had the fuel truck, he had the pickup truck, he had a freaking horse. Freaking horse. Okay? A freaking horse. And they still had him in the other games. Gears of War 4, Gears of War 5, and I think Gears of War 5 is when the horse just kaput. But he was always there. He was able to build everything. He had multi-talent, okay? He built everything, and plus he was a Navy guy. He was able to do everything. He was there. He was always there. Give him a wrench, he got the clank. That was it. Done it.
Oh, that is time. Perfect timing. Crispy, go ahead. Your minute starts now.
The feats that Ratchet brings, I mean, well, for one, with the help of his assistant, he builds spaceships and flies around. But as second, he chose to stay in this dimension and build instead of going into his own dimension with his own people. And that stands out to me, just choosing to stay with us and not going to be with his own inventive people.
Oh, all righty.
Good point.
Very good points. All right. Zach, any facts?
Fact, under the hero wiki for Ratchet, it literally does say occupation mechanic. Which, all right. Silent. Also, who's Sid? Sid, the character, has been around for 45 games. So, that's a terrible Twitter hashtag.
Well, in her defense, she hasn't played
45 games.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I haven't played any Final Fantasy games, but I know who Cloud is.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this Sid guy.
Isn't he an amiibo?
I think Cloud's an amiibo.
Smash Brothers?
Okay, if we're gonna go by who's not in Smash,
That's the only way I'm gonna know anybody.
Okay, all right. Name all the Gears of War characters in Smash. Go.
There we go.
Oh, you hurt my heart and soul.
Not Dom.
Any other facts, Zach?
Fact. I mean, Sid also does have an assistant in 15, so that's why I wasn't. Frisbee, if you're wondering why I wasn't interfering, it's like, it's because Clank's his assistant, and Sid also has an assistant, his granddaughter, Sydney. So it's not like
I forgot
mechanics
about that.
don't.
Sydney or Cindy?
Cindy, sorry. Cindy, sorry. But yes. And it's Sydney in the Japanese, it's Cindy in the...
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so... other than that, I mean... There's really... Dizzy, basically, he just seemed to be the motor pool and the Navy guy. That's about it.
Funny character.
I don't know. So.
Who do you think won?
I do not have a clue on this one, really. For me, I would go with just Ratchet because he is the best at his job. You know, it just in general, because he was a good enough mechanic to get to the point where he has basically using his machines to protect the universe, which is that's substantial.
Mm-hmm. True enough.
So that's where I would go.
Knights Pack. Who do you think won?
Mac just didn't bring enough information forward to really give a compelling case. Unfortunately, QC forgot about the best feat being that he created Jack. So he left that right off the table, creating an almost intelligent being. If he had brought that forward, it would have changed the argument a lot. But with all the information available, I have to go with Ratchet and Clank.
I will also go with Ratchet and Clank. My reasons pretty much match the other two, so I won't get too into it. So now we are continuing on to the fourth and final question, which is, what female game character could replace Lara Croft? Alrighty. And we will start with Q. What is your answer?
Alloy from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Nice. That's a good option. Alrighty. Frisbee.
I went with Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy.
And Mac.
Brown from Mega Man Legends.
Alrighty. Q, you have 3 minutes starting now.
All I'm saying, she grew from nothing. She was a little annoying little girl that just wanted to keep just digging and just be nosy. I mean, what's that noise? What's that noise? And just started going into the caves. And she made a name for herself with being persistent, you know, being a woman in her tribe to basically, I guess, bring out the norm. She wanted to stop being normal. She wanted to be that person to drag down the machines. And similar to Lara Croft, she's adventurous, she's athletic, she's intelligent, she's a woman that she just wants to find the answers to certain things. And Alloy wants to find herself. She wants to find her life story. The same thing with Lara Croft. She's looking for artifacts. She wants to find the enemy. And she's not going to stop until she finds the answers that she's looking for. And she's very powerful. She's very strong. You know, she was very tactful. And she had a little charisma when it came to defeating the machines and actually learning how to conquer the machines and just haggle with all the mechanics and having to go throughout the different stages in the levels. And also she was a team player. And I think Lara Croft, I can't say her name right, was the same way. So, Alloy.
Frisbee.
So when I thought of this question, I tried to think of what character would fill the gap and still make the game as amazing as it was. And with that in mind, I went searching and I found the perfect person, Tifa Lockhart. She is athletic, she is empathetic towards those close to her, while she still remains deceptively strong. Despite the people that fight in the universe, she fights with her fists, so she doesn't need weapons when sneaking up in areas or going through the jungle if we're going off the newer games, because there's a lot of jungle terracing in those ones. And I also wanted a character that would give the same visual aspects as Lara Croft, because as we know, she has a very specific look that is very arguable for her profession. So I found somebody with just as arguable of an outfit. A sleeveless mini shirt that exposes midriff for airflow, and a mini skirt that was argued is of best used so she can punch and kick and run still without being impeded. That was the actual thing given to why she wears a mini skirt. And she was also you fact check you can for this if you can, because I couldn't find the actual thing, but supposedly she was labeled by New York Times as the pinup girl of the cyber generation and is very often compared to Lara Croft. So I thought she was the perfect person to make the game just as amazing.
Mac.
Look, I'm not going for anything, I'm not going for the look. I'm not trying to. When I first thought of this, I thought, what character best represents Lara Croft? Lara Croft is just not no superpower human being or person who literally bullet weights and do all this. She does, but I'm thinking about the new Lara Croft, the young Lara Croft that literally is just getting started. And those games are awesome. So I thought, who best represent that but Trombone? Trombone is a brave woman who literally, at the time when we saw her, and we just seen her beginnings in Mega Man Legends, but Mega Man and Adventures of Trombone, this is a brave woman. She literally goes right into the ruins with robots, mind you. Let me tell you the story of Trombone. She's a pirate. and she goes into ruins that are infested with things called Reaverbots. And Reaverbots are these robots, these ancient robots that literally can destroy anything. She goes into each of these ruins and goes to find the ancient treasure. It's just like, I don't know, Lara Croft. And that's what Trombone does every time. She goes into there, she goes in to find the treasure. So I think, yeah, mind you, she is an inventor, she's smart, she does get in a robot, but I take and think that Trombone is not afraid to get out of that robot, because in Mega Man Legends 2, her robot exploded and she was literally in the middle of the ruins with no clothes on. That happened. This is canon. Zach can fact check me on that. That happened in Mega Man Legends 2. They literally blew off her clothes and she had to go right back out that ruins through lava with no clothes, through a lava area with no clothes. She's amazing. This woman has done so much and she is so smart. And like Lara Croft, she has the figure. I think if you give her 2 guns and let her just climb out, I think she could give literally the original Lara Croft run for money. Mind you, like I said, she got to wear that suit that she's dealing with different robots. From over with Bing, maybe 50 experience with Lara Croft. And that's why I picked Trombone. I think she has the skills. She may not have the skills like these other 2, but I think she has the willpower to learn those skills. And she also has the brain power to actually find, just like Lara Croft, to know what those artifacts are and to go in there and to find those artifacts and to easily dust them off and to know, oh, this is the cup of Christ. This is something simple like that. Literally put it in there and she can literally put traps. She's smart. She is very, 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 very smart. And I think she's an interesting character with whom I still look for Mega Man Legends 2, which is not going to happen for some odd reason, but I'm going to end it right there. Wow.
All right, I was going to say, because that is time.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. It is now time for the final grudge match of the day. This is your final 5 minutes to tear up each other's arguments, and your time starts now.
Trombone is a mechanic, according to her wiki.
She is a mechanic. You're trying to bring that up. You're trying to distract me from that point. But she also is a person that literally goes through each room and actually goes and finds those Reaverbot treasures.
She is also very feisty and self-confident and determined, mocking her opponents, which is not the kind of thing you want while facing animals and adventuring, because that's the person who's gonna die.
Says who?
Well,
says who?
You mock an animal and he's gonna eat you.
I mean, she literally kicked wolves in Mega Man. So kicking robots and kicking the machine, is that really, which one is scarier, a machine or an actual animal? And also, as an added bonus, I feel like y'all picked literally overbearing, overpowered characters is just gonna literally just like, oh man, this is a person that's going in there, they're not gonna mess with them. Trombone, it's not going to defeat. I feel like y'all 2 picked 2 superpowered beings. No, they're gonna defeat the purpose of what Lara Croft is originally.
Started in the woods. She was raised
exactly. Lara Croft was the original Lara Croft was
certain things. She was raised to. She was trained.
That was, yeah, but the original Lara Croft wasn't raised like that.
Navigate.
This is true. This is true. You're agree. I agree.
The mountains.
Yeah, this is true. Your kid. Yeah, this is true. But the original Lara Croft wasn't raised like that. She was literally a bookworm that literally got thrown into the adventure.
And that
it's like Trombone. Trombone is a little bookworm inside of a robot, and she's gonna get thrown into the action. She's gonna learn all this shit.
Aloy had it all up here.
That's interesting. Yeah, but that's just yeah. It's interesting that you're just taking the action character and trying to throw her into the game.
They're similar.
They're similar, but no, I feel like she's overly similar. She's just a muscled out roid rage person that's literally just gonna kill everything, where Lara Croft is calculating.
She has a heart. She knows when to stop. She knew what she was capable of doing.
I know. I'm not trying to say that she's not capable of it. She's just an overpowering, overbearing person. And as for Frisbee, your character, Pika, she does have magic powers. So you're adding magic to,
as opposed to a 14-year-old girl who uses 40 serve bots to help her build up.
Mind you, like I said, I did not say that she's going to use those server bots in my argument.
But then that takes away most of what she can do.
I didn't say she's going to use those server bots in my argument. I said
And
she's going to be. If you're
in the middle of a pyramid trying to get an artifact, how are you going to build a serve bot to come and assist you if you're in an emergency?
Again, you're going based on the fact that I'm talking about the stuff. I'm stripping it all down, and it would be more interesting to see the stripped down trombone being Tomb Raider. I'm not talking about her. She's going to build a serve bot to do this. She's smart enough to literally do stuff. She can do stuff by herself. She don't need the serve bots to do that.
We're going for humanistic traits. Lara Croft was human. She didn't have no special ability. She was
Exactly.
athletic,
Right.
smart, alloy, adventurous, smart,
But
athletic,
super strong,
agile.
but she was raised in the wilderness. Yeah, but she was raised in the wilderness.
Bone said she was 14 years old with all them other men.
But it goes back to what you were saying.
Traits. They do not have real.
I agree, those are good traits, but she was still raised in the wilderness. She's literally taking over second mate. She literally can kill those people. She can literally overpower anybody in front of her easily in Lara Croft.
Be in common with.
Yeah, it's not. But the thing I'm problem I have with your argument
Batman
is
and Superman together. Batman is human. He wears a cape. He wears the tights. Superman wears the cape. But guess what? Superman was kryptonite.
Like I said, when here's my problem with yours. Yours is literally a super. It's just more of the wilderness. You're taking a person that was raised in the wild and turning her in, just literally giving her glasses. You're just like, here, be Lara Croft, and that's something I don't like. You're literally taking a a person that's built to know all this already, and it's gonna take all the fun all out of Tomb Raider. It's gonna suck up all the fun out of it. And while that's interesting, I think you
and
what you said?
If you start from when she was a child, how she was so inquisitive and just
but like I said, your character already knows this stuff. That's what
and that is time, Grudgers.
Excuse me.
Whew. I was kind of heated there for a minute. Good Lord. Zach, do you have a question for our fighters for the final minute?
No.
No.
Alrighty. Nightpack, do you have a question for our fighters for the last minute?
Yes. In what way do you feel your character best exemplifies the traits Laura brings out? Inquisitiveness, being able to prepare for any given situation, and a thirst for, adventure and treasure.
Alrighty. Q, when you are ready, you have a minute.
All right. Well, Lara Croft, she did not back down to find the answer, to find that certain artifact, to find the people that either stole the artifact, misplaced it, or just tried to steal it. Okay. Aloy, she did not back down to learning everything that her family has been taught to know. She was very inquisitive. She was very knowledgeable. She did not back down of a fight. She gradually learned how to fight each and everything going up the ladder. She was able to climb mountains. She was able to go into caves. She was able to knock down a whole freaking machine army. Okay, she was very tactical. She was very strategic, just like Lara Croft. Okay, she did not go into the fire without having some type of plan. It was always a chess game. She was very calculating before going into. Yes, she made mistakes because she is human. Aloy has made mistakes because she is human. Okay, and then with the machines coming in, like Max said, it's just technology.
Alrighty, and that is time. All right. Good argument. Frisbee, your turn. You have 1 minute.
I think that Tifa best represents Lara Croft and her ideals in the sense of her love for Cloud and everything that she helps him do with, because I compare it to Laura's love for her passion for what she does, because her cloud is the artifacts, whereas in Tifa joins her organization, or the organization with Cloud, and helps fight for her family and everything that she did, because of all the over amount of love that she feels, because she feels empathy and yeah, that one at such a deep level that she just wants nothing more than to help Cloud with his problems.
All right. Mac.
Okay. The thing about Trombone is she does have an armor and everything on, but she does have the strategic plan. She literally, if you play the Misadventures of Trombone, the thing about, if you look at the Misadventures of Trombone, she plans every single thing to a T, and she literally knows how to balance the money. She knows how to do it. You literally get a game plan of what she's going to do. She knows what to do with her money. She knows how to get the object she needs to get the task done, and she actually does her research about the artifact that she's getting in the game, and she knows what she's going to do. And like I said, strip that down, she actually is pretty brave in that game, because she literally took down a lot of, like I said, we're talking about a futuristic woman in a futuristic world who literally kicked a shield that was literally killing Mega Man opponent, and she's like, how you take that down? Oh, this, like this, and kicked it, and literally just came tumbling down.
And this that is time.
I'm done.
I'm sorry, Mac. Zach, what are the facts?
Okay, I'm gonna start out with the Tifa thing. Let's just cut the crap. She was an eco-terrorist. Her love for Cloud is the love of being an eco-terrorist.
Right.
I just don't.
I won't say it wasn't.
I mean, that's that is fact.
Eco-terror. It's in her lore. It's right there.
Yeah,
Eco-terrorist.
I can't
even deny it.
Yeah, is
that a bad thing in that world? Maybe not, but
also the only thing I could find referring to what you were talking about outside of the Wikipedia article was a Turkish article from, I'm not going to even try and pronounce the actual thing, but it translates to Novice Gamer magazine, and Google translated it out of Turkish for me, and that's the only thing I could find corroborating that as the Wikipedia article. So I don't even know. But
yeah, Wikipedia just lies.
Yes, it does. I also want to say, this might be a little controversial, but it's kind of, in my opinion, Alloy isn't quite human. She's technically a clone of another person.
Ooh.
And a person who is known to be a scientist genius. So that is an inborn thing there.
Isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's like, I'm sorry, your own lore destroys that. I mean, I'd like to say something against Max, but Mac knows Mega Man Legends too goddamn well, apparently. Because I couldn't find any inconsistencies there. But
I love the game.
Yes, you do. You do. And you'll never get the third one.
Damn it.
But that's pretty much like the facts. I mean, everything else is right. I mean, Tifa does use magic, and like Trombone is basically just a 14-year-old girl who has access to robots.
True.
So other than that, it would all be like speculation. So
alrighty, who do you think won?
I totally forgot.
Mm-hmm. Mac, you actually won this to me.
What?
You did. Because they kept going after it and getting nothing every time. Because you know the lore. And you know, in the new Tomb Raiders, she starts out not exactly the strongest thing of all time. Let's put it that way. So, I mean, technically she'd be a better fit, at least in the modern ones.
Nightpack, who do you think won?
Mac by a landslide.
What?
Trombone's the only one that I feel exemplifies. I think Mike's freaking out.
What? I thought you weren't picking me at all.
All right, I will say this. I was torn between two. I was torn between Alloy and Trombone. And after the last minute argument, I will go with Trombone as well.
What?
Unfortunately, it just felt like the other two were just selected based on they physically are similar to Lara Croft, therefore they are Lara Croft, as opposed to they have the same ideals as Lara Croft.
And are basically, they were more than likely both inspired by Lara Croft.
The game wouldn't have been as popular with this Pink Menace, though. I think we can all agree to that.
I don't know. I mean, you give her a crop
no. Oh.
The score sits as Frisbee with 2 points, Q with 1 point, and Mac with 1 point.
Watch Frisbee.
Congratulations, Frisbee, you won. Woo! Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining us for season 6 of GamerGrudge. We will see you in the next episode. Make sure to check out all the links down below and check out these people's wonderful channels, places. You know where to go. And until next time, guys, see you later.
Bye.